So there's a few questions that I ask everyone, and this gets its own kind of section on YouTube and stuff. And in some ways it's great to kind of give back, but likewise, I also think it's the best bit. If you were happy to, what's the best piece of advice you've ever had?
Go back to the story I was saying before. The best piece of advice I've ever had is the one that we didn't listen to.
Okay.
Because if we listened to the people who were giving us advice, we shouldn't ever have done this. Because we were told that we couldn't do it. Or we weren't, sorry, that's not true. We weren't told that we could. We would, we didn't fit the stereotype. We weren't tech startup founders. It just wasn't done. So if we listen to the advice that says, well, no, this isn't you, this isn't your thing, this is for 20-somethings with computing degrees. If we'd listened to that advice, we just wouldn't have done it. We were too stupid to pay attention to that. So we just went out and did it anyway.
Awesome.
And that for me, if we'd have listened to the naysayers, we never would have got this started. And I'm so glad we didn't, because this has just been an amazing journey, and it still is. It's just so much fun.
It's funny though, isn't it? Because I almost, throughout my life and career and school and stuff, there was always teachers that were like, oh, don't do this, you're not good enough to do that. And then even when I was, I started to tell people I was going to do the roadmap and actually do what I saw as a real world business education course, I had one chap down in Cambridge who politely said, who the fuck do you think you are to do something like this? And I was like, I am actually quite good at what I do. But the point was that and then there are people that will put you down, they'll criticize you, they'll try and drag you back. And it's like, well, if I try my best, because you didn't go to Cubs and Scouts, did you? I was in 3rd Sefton East, it was around the corner.
I was actually in the 2nd Sefton West. You were the one by the canal on Liverpool Road, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, there's some friends of mine went there, but I was at 2nd Sefton West, the Sea Scouts in Litherland. But there we go. Different thing.
This is the world's worst podcast. But anyway, but my point is,
you need to watch mine with Johnny Ross, because he went to Merchant Taylors and now lives 200 yards from me in Leeds. That's another corker. People are stalking me, I'm sure. But there we go. But
my point is that when one of the things that was drilled into you, in Scouts and stuff, was just do your best. It doesn't matter if you try and fail. And that was one of the big things for me, is that I would be happily try my very best and fail and then get a job, than kind of half-arse it or not give my absolute everything, Saturday, Sundays, everything. And I think you'd need that kind of drive and passion to do it.
Yeah.
The next question before we kind of start to wrap up, if you were to give advice to your younger self, and you can pick any age, whichever, what would it be?
Oh my God. I was a 24-carat dickhead in my 20s. I wasn't a shit. I wasn't a bad, nasty person, but I was a total dickhead. And for me, I think I probably would have had no less fun, but would have had much more pleasure had I just dialed that back a bit. I was a typical high-achieving recruitment consultant arsehole, and I fit the stereotype beautifully. I was living in London, I was making money, I was having lots of fun, and I was an arse. And I really, if I could go back, and like I say, I wouldn't ever have had less fun, but I would have just quite enjoyed being a bit less of a dick.
I'm going to have to tick the box on YouTube that says not suitable for kids.
Absolutely. You've done more swearing than me today. And that is unusual.
Oh, God.